Let's talk about the difference between working in unity and keeping the peace, and why it matters so much in partnerships and relationships that involve a business. My name is Alexis Kiwi, and I work with couples who are entrepreneurs who are struggling with lack of connection and lack of communication. And I help them overcome it so that they can build together a business and a life that they love. Now, there is a common misconception when it comes to marriage relationships, especially, but in general, and that is that it has to be a win lose situation. In order for someone to win, someone has to lose. And this is in disagreements across the board, whether it is about your relationship, whether it is about your business. This is actually a very dangerous uh, idealism, I guess, idea. And here's why. Keeping the peace a lot of times means that we're just pursuing harmony, right? We're just saying, what do we have to do to keep things calm? How do we not trigger the other person to react? How do we just swallow our pride or our opinions and shut down so that the other person doesn't get uncomfortable or whatever? That's keeping the peace, right? And that's incredibly surface level. And what it does is it causes one partner to be in complete control of the atmosphere of the relationship and of the business and the partnership because the other person is trying to walk on eggshells around them. And that's really what it is. When you're in the position where you're saying, well, I just don't want to agitate anybody, I just don't want to cause a problem, you end up stuffing it all down and creating a problem with inside yourself, right? Just to maintain and keep the peace. Now, unity in a partnership is something totally different. Unity is saying, you know what? We want to make this work no matter what it takes. We are committed to working together in this relationship and in this business. And so, whatever we have to do, whatever we have to get out on the table, whatever we have to work through to make this happen, that's what we're going to do. And that is a mindset that allows you to not quit. But there's one principle that really, really, really helps here. And that is the principle of you and me versus the problem. Now, when my husband and I learned about this principle, it changed everything for us. Because before that, we had this idea that for him to get his way, I had to lose. Or for me to get my way, he had to lose, right? That it was us, it was one of us versus the other in every problem that we encountered. And this created a lot of anger, frustration, and resentment in our relationship and then eventually in our business because it was, you're going to build the business your way, or I'm going to build the business my way. And he's right, I'm right. When we realize that we can pool our combined strengths together and we can look at it from it's you and me versus the problem, whatever the problem is. Sometimes the problem is children not sleeping at night, right? Sometimes the problem is that the customer follow-up sucks and we have to fix that. Right? It's not one person getting their way over another. It's the two of us coming together, putting our heads together, our combined experience, our combined knowledge, our combined strengths, and saying, how do we tackle this problem? And that is unity in business. That is the understanding that we are on the same team. We want the same things. So we are going to work together to get it. And that will change everything. That simple mindset shift of it's you and me versus the problem means that you can succeed in any area that the two of you put your combined resources together to work. So follow the link below to sign up for my weekly newsletter and to get more tips and information like this, as well as to find out about my coaching programs.